Look at John 20 and 19. John 20 and 19. Then the same day at evening, being the first day of the week, which is the day after the Sabbath, the seventh day of the week, look at the calendar, you'll see the first day of the week. They ain't changed, they just put names on it. When the doors were shut, where the disciples were, simple, for fear of the Jews, see? Wicked Israelites, trying to get all those that were following Mashiach Yahushua. We rolling by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. You see how everybody's against us? Same as it was with the Israelites that was following the Mashiach Yahushua. When the doors were shut, where the disciples were assembled for fear of the Jews, our own people, the Israelites, came and Mashiach Yahushua and stood in the midst and said unto them, peace unto you. Shalom, brothers. Shalom, Akim. Shalom, Atah. Shalom, Atah. And when he had so said, he showed unto them his hands and his feet and his side. Then were the disciples glad when they saw a Mashiach. Then said the Mashiach to them, again, peace be unto you. Shalom. Atham. As my Father hath sent me, even so send I you. Says the Most High sent him. He said, I'm going to send you the same way the Most High sent him. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, receive ye the Holy Spirit. How he breathed on them and they received the Holy Spirit? Whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them. And whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained. But let's go back here. Verse 22. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, receive ye the Holy Spirit. So, breath is wind. I believe breath is wind. And when you look at Acts the 2nd chapter, when he had told them in Acts the 1st chapter, the 8th verse, he told them, he said, but ye shall receive power. So he breathed on them, and the Holy Spirit came upon them for that time period. So now he said, Acts 1 and 8, but ye shall receive power. This is spiritual power. You see power, that's spiritual power. After that, the Holy Spirit is come upon you. The spiritual power comes after you have the Holy Spirit is come upon them, he said. And ye shall be witnesses unto me, both in Jerusalem and in all Judea and in Samaria and unto the utmost part of the earth. So now, he told them to be endued with power, spiritual power, once that the Holy Spirit come upon them, right? So now he tells you that he breathed on them and they received the Holy Spirit, right? So breathing, what are you blowing? You're blowing out wind. Go to Acts the 2nd chapter. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, which is 50 days after the Passover, they were all with one accord in one place, and suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind. And it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues, these are languages, like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit. That wind and that fire, right? And they began to speak with other tongues, which is they began to speak with other languages, as the Spirit, which is the Holy Spirit, gave them utterance, right? So, when you understand 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter, as Mashak he blew upon them and they received the Holy Spirit. So, that's wind. So now when you look at 2nd Ezra 8 and 22, this is about the Most High. It tells you whose service is conversant in wind. So it's a conversation that he have in wind and fire, whose word is true and sayings constant, whose commandments is strong and ordinance fearful. So I'm here to show you that the Most High has a conversation in wind and fire. So we see that wind in verse 2 of Acts the 2nd chapter, the 2nd verse. It tells you that mighty rushing wind, that rushing mighty wind. And once that wind came in and then that fire came in of these different languages, then they were filled with the Holy Spirit. They received what? From Acts 1 and 8. But ye shall receive power. They receive spiritual power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you. Say no different than us. That's why when you see Mashiach Yahushua through the power of the Most High in John the 20th chapter, in verse 22, and when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, receive ye the Holy Spirit. The conversation of the Most High is in wind. You see? So he already died and rose here. That's why he said, hey, he's going to breathe on them. He did this and they received the Holy Spirit. That mighty rushing wind, that rushing mighty wind, that fire. What's that fire? See, it's hip talk. You got to know what it's talking about when he's speaking certain things, because the scriptures answers itself. Jeremiah 23 and 29. What's that fire? Is not my word like as a fire? See? Cloven tongues, cloven languages as a fire. That's his word of the Most High. Said the Most High. And like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So this is what's going on. And this is what we're going to need in these last days to make it out of this tribulation. The Spirit of the Most High. The Spirit of a Mashiach. The word of the Most High. But see, we say the word of the Most High, but not realizing, hey, that's who he is. It's clear. Clear to me. It take a rocket science to figure it out. Unless you're not spiritual. But it's all right. You lack wisdom, ask the Most High. He'll give it to you. Just be strong in the Most High. Don't never let it faze you. Whatever it is we have to deal with. Proverbs 26, 25. Proverbs 26 and 25. Proverbs 26 and 25. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. Tell you don't trust thine enemy. So when he speaketh fair, believe him not. For there are 7 abominations in his heart. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. A lot of y'all trust your enemies. Shoot. When they show forth that wickedness is not and that evil is not altogether washed away, you're going to recognize. Hear what he most I said. When he speaketh fair, believe him not. Don't believe him. For there are 7 is another completion, abomination in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. You hear that? The hatred, I care about, I got black friends, I love black people. I have African Americans that I care about, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation. Everybody gonna see his wickedness. It's going to be shown before the whole congregation. That's why we're going to go to these scriptures and prove it. His shame going to be made open. That's what it says. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. They got all these traps that they have for us, so they're going to fall right in them. Oh, we're going to put all the drugs on the African American community and the Hispanic and the Latino community and so forth. Now it's falling back on them. Who diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Yeah, you think it's gonna happen to us? It's gonna happen to you. What goes around comes around. He that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done, and there is no respect of persons with the Most High. A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. All the time, trying to appease someone, partiality and so forth. Lifting somebody up that don't need to be lifted up. That's what it's talking about. Flattering somebody like they deserve that. Isaiah 57:21. I don't know if they closed down the government still, or they opened it up. They said was talking about opening it up for 3 weeks. But listen, Isaiah 57:21. There is no peace, said the Most High, said my power, to the wicked. Ain't gonna be no peace to the wicked. No matter how they want to do it, how they want to try it. Jeremiah 7:8. Remember, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men, having them do things. Jeremiah 7:8. Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. See, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They ain't doing nothing. Like y'all hollering about Obama. He says it's time for change. That's all we got is some change. Matter of fact, no cost of living raise for a lot of people. All 8 years to get no cost of living raise. At least Trump come in, he gave a cost of living raise. You ain't see that in 8 years. He might have seen it longer than that. Shoot. It's still never trust that enemy, but come on. Y'all who rhyme about the first black president that you saying you think is not true. But if you want to believe that, you think it's going to be all that. Show me what benefits you've seen in the Israelite communities from Obama being in office. That's why I say, even with Trump and anyone else that comes in the play of the family or the corporation of America, Jeremiah 7:8. Behold, you trust in lying words that cannot profit. See? Will you steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense unto Baal, to the devil, and walk after other gods, other idols, whom ye knew not, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations? Is this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes? Behold, even I have seen it, said the Most High. Den of robbers. Collecting all your money and ain't giving you no knowledge, wisdom, understanding of the true, unadulterated truth of this Bible. That's what these pastors doing. But go ye now into my place, which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. Woo. I seen it. It's desolate. You go out through there, it's like, wow, man, all this land, nothing growing there, is just desolate. It's not like Sodom and Gomorrah, but it's like, ooh, it's desolate. It's pretty, too. Pretty brown color. Color like you never seen before. But it's desolate. Ain't nothing growing on it. You see little patches of people here, there, wherever. The Jewish people, but ain't nothing growing on it. Unless they growing things on it. Verse 15, Most High said, I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim, the northern tribes. So he's going to cast you out, Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Following idolatry. Ain't learned yet. You see how he cast out the northern tribes, kicked them out the land. Would you gonna do the same thing? Yeah. But to this day. Therefore pray not thou for this people. We say don't even pray for this people. Neither lift up cry nor prayer for them. Neither make intercession to me. For I will not hear thee. Whoa. Told Jeremiah, told Jeremiah, therefore pray not thou for this people. Don't pray for them. I want to hear what you got to say concerning his chosen people. So listen, therefore pray not thou for this people. You looking for peace. Most I said, don't even pray for this people. Neither lift up cry, nor prayer for them. Neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. So I will not hear you. Man. That's why Israel better come back to the Most High before it's too late. He says, seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? You don't see what they're doing? Your eyes can't see, Jeremiah, what our people are doing? The Israelites, you say the children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, to make cakes to Semiramis unto this day. Y'all making what we just passed with pagan Christmas. Making all these cakes and so forth. Traditions. And you don't know that you're making it to the Queen of Heaven. That's why the Most High said, what he tell them in verse 16, therefore pray not thou for this people. Don't set up no prayers for them. Neither lift up cry, nor prayer for them. That's serious, because the only time the Most High ever had pity on us is when we cried to the Most High. And he telling them, don't cry for this people. Don't send no prayers up for them. Neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. Do you hear what he's saying? Say, you praying, Most High don't have to hear what you saying. He let you know, I ain't hearing what you saying. Pray to me about this wicked people that's doing the things that they're doing. I think it's worse now. And don't even know. Making cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Do they provoke me to anger? Said the Most High. Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Don't even know who they are. Confusion of their own faces? Not even knowing, realizing that they're the children of Israel and want peace. The Most High said, don't even pray for them. Get out of my face. Don't cry to me about them. I don't even want to hear you. That's cold. That's cold. But it's real. Verse 20 said, therefore thus say the Most High Power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man, and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn. It shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Ooh. It shall burn and not be quenched. Man. That's who we serve, people. Look at this. Jeremiah 9:25. Behold, the days come, said the Most High, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcision. With the uncircumcised, excuse me. He gonna punish all you that's circumcised with the uncircumcised. You're gonna be joined unto the uncircumcised. Because you know a lot of the nations, the covenant of circumcision was with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the 12 tribes of Israel. You see, not with the other nations. So you're gonna circumcise yourself with the uncircumcised. You're gonna believe in what they believe in. Be like they are. Join unto them. Look, Egypt and Judah. Judah's the fourth-born son of Jacob, and Edom, and the children of Ammon and Moab, and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised. And all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart, uncircumcised in their mind, because they won't come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High and do what he say do, his rules and regulations. That's why he said, hey, Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised. Hear that? They uncircumcised. And you want to follow the way of what they putting down, the way they putting it down. And that's the way of the Most High. In the end, as salvation is coming to Israel, Wisdom of Solomon 5:7, we have not known it. And shoot, Egypt gonna be jacked up. He gonna deal with them, destroy them. They ain't got nothing coming. Edom and Moab and Ammon, none of them have anything coming. Not from the Most High. Better understand and believe what it is that's written here. Ain't nothing coming to them. They have nothing promised. They as in captivity, they going into captivity. All of them. You're going to destroy them. As it is written. Nothing that I don't look at me as, I'm the one. All I'm doing is bringing forth the message. I'm just a messenger. So we have to really look at the importance of these times that we in, and how it's going to affect us, and how we can prepare ourselves for it and having a relationship with the Most High, that he can look over us. Otherwise, you're going to fall right with the heathen. You're going to fall right with them. Be right there crying, oh, please help me, save me, save me. He say, hey, you done wrong, you ain't done right. The Most High say, get out of my face. I don't want to hear nothing you have to say about them. Because right now, you think about people, they living large. All of a sudden now, you brought down. Well, you got to sell things to be able to maintain your mortgage and get in food lines and all that, and you never experienced that. Oh yeah, you feeling it. Why they feeling it? Because the Most High said it's gonna happen. Fulfilling prophecy. Look at Second Ezra, the 6th chapter. Second Ezra 6 and verse 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh or near, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. Hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And the children of a year old shall speak with their voices, and the woman with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live, and be raised up. Wow. A year old, they're going to speak. Women with child shall bring forth untimely children of 3 or 4 months old, carrying a child for 3 or 4 months, and they shall live and be raised up. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. See what we're seeing right now? We're seeing a lot of this right now. It's happening right now before our eyes. A lot of these things are happening right now. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. You see all these mergers of these corporations going together because they're folding. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. That's that air raid sound. At that time shall friends fight one against another, like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. Let me say, men gonna be afraid. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and see my salvation and the end of your world. What's the end of the world? He told us in verse 9, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob, who's the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, is the beginning of it that followeth. So it says, and the men that are received shall see it, and the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted death from their birth. There's going to be men that's going to be alive that has not tasted death from their birth. They're going to be alive to see this. And the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. That's why I say, hey, better hear the word of the Most High. Evil gonna be put out. All you that's doing evil gonna be put out, and deceit, all you liars, gonna be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, the laws of the Most High. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. And the truth, which has been so long without fruit. Yeah. They look at us like, oh, you don't worry about them. There ain't that many of them to worry about. And the truth, which have so long been without fruit, shall be declared. You're going to know that this is the truth. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by little and little upon him before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come. We in it. We in the night. That's why I say, get thee into what? Darkness. Who we tell that to? Edom. Babylon the Great. Get thee into darkness. We in the night. At night is dark. The night to come. If thou wilt pray yet more and fast 7 days again, I shall tell thee greater things by day than I have heard. So, for thy voice is heard before the Most High. For the mighty have seen thy righteous dealings. He hath seen also thy chastity, which thou hast had ever since thy youth. And therefore hath he sent me to show thee all these things, and to say unto thee, be of good comfort, and fear not. And hasten not with the times that are past. Don't worry about the times that's in the past, to think vain things, think worthless things, that thou mayest not hasten from the latter times. See, it's all about the times that we're in now. He's telling Ezra, don't be concerned about the past, but think about the times to come, the latter times. That's where we at, people. And it came to pass after this that I wept again and fasted 7 days in like manner, that I might fulfill the 3 weeks which he told me. And in the 8th night was my heart, or his mind, vexed within me again. And I began to speak before the Most High. For my spirit was greatly set on fire, and my soul was in distress. And I said, O Most High, thou spakest from the beginning of the creation, even the first day, and saidst thus, let heaven and earth be made. And thy word was a perfect work. The word was who? Mashiach Yahushai, which was right here in the beginning. Hold that. Right here in the beginning. Genesis 1 and 1. Let me show you Mashiach Yahushai. In the beginning, the Hebrew says Elohim, which is the powers, created the heaven and the earth. Right? It's the beginning. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Here's Mashiach Yahushai. And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters. That's Mashiach Yahushai. The Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters and started to create. The Most High said, so he brought forth his voice and said something. Let there be light, and there was light. So, when you understand Revelation 3:14, and unto the angel of the church of the Laodiceans write, these things saith the, I'm not going to say that because that's not, Hamashiach Yahushai, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of the Most High. It wasn't no Ammon Ra, so I ain't saying that. Mashiach Yahushua. The anointed Savior, the beginning of the creation of the Most High. Because it's in red. So the Most High created him. And then, I'm not going to go all the way through it. Some of you should know by now, but Ephesians 3:9. Most High created Mashiach Yahushua, which is a spirit. Ephesians 3:9. And to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, something that's unknown, which from the beginning of the world have been hid in the Most High, who created all things by Mashiach Yahushua. So, unless you totally carnal minded, you won't see this. But in verse 2, it tells us, and the earth was without form. So the earth didn't have any form. And void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters and started to create. And the Most High said, let there be light, and there was light. So that's why you look at John 1:1, as Ezra's speaking, excuse me. They put God there. But we're going to read it the way it's supposed to be so you can understand it. Because if you read it the way it's written, it doesn't make any sense. In the beginning, we went to the beginning, Genesis 1:1, was the Word. In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was Mashiach Yahushua. The same was in the beginning with the Most High. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Just I told you. So it's still coinciding with what it is that it's written, because it tells you the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters to start creating. And when you understand Mashiach Yahushua, the prophets from Genesis on to Malachi and all of them had what? As it is written. First Peter 1:10, of which salvation, powers from authority, the prophets have inquired, and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you, searching what or what manner of time the Spirit of a Mashiach, which was in them. Gotta hear this. The Spirit of a Mashiach, which is the Spirit of the Most High, which was in them, in who? The prophets. Did signify when it testified beforehand the sufferings of a Mashiach and the glory that should follow. So the prophets had the Spirit of a Mashiach. Someone just came up. Could you press *6? Mute your phone.
Q&A mode is on. Participants may now unmute themselves.
So that's a little meat there, but I hope you can contain it. As it says in 2 Ezra 6:38. And I said, O Most High, thou spake it from the beginning of the creation. See, he spake it. That's his voice. From a voice come words. And that's Mashiach Yahushua, the word of the Most High. Even the first day, and said thus, let heaven and earth be made, and thy word was a perfect work. And then was the Spirit, and darkness and silence were on every side. Then was the Spirit. That spirit was an angel. So you make it this angel spirits in Psalms 104:4. His minister is a flaming fire. Then was the spirit that we just read about in Genesis 1 and 2. And darkness and silence were on every side. The sound of man's voice was not yet formed. Then commanded thou a fair light to come forth of thy treasures, that thy work might appear. And we said, let there be light, and there was light. The sun and the moon is not even made yet. So light has nothing to do with the sun. Upon the second day thou madest the spirit of the firmament, and commanded it to part asunder, and to make a division between the waters, that the one part might go up, and the other remain beneath. Dealing with one part going up, just the firmament, other part going down to deal with under the firmament. Upon the third day thou didst command that the waters should be gathered in the seventh part of the earth. 6 parts hast thou dried up and kept them to the intent that of these some being planted of the Most High and tilled might serve thee. Meaning the land was created from the waters. Everything's created from the waters. Like we from the waters of Judah. You see? For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. As soon as his word went forth, the work was made. Mashiach Yahushua is that word. In the beginning was the word was with the Most High, the word was Mashiach Yahushua. For immediately there was great and innumerable fruit, and many and diverse pleasures for the taste, and flowers of unchangeable color, and odors of wonderful smell. And this was done the third day. Upon the fourth day thou commanded that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order. On the fourth day. Remember, the light was already there. Came out of darkness. He made light, rubbing the elements and the protons and neutrons and together, and the atoms, and created light from darkness. The sun is not there. The fourth day, the sun, and the moon and the stars are being created. And I'm here because you're looking at this world that we're in now. We got a world that's going to be created just like he created this world. He said he's going to make new heavens and new earth. He's going to create the same way. It's going to be better than he did this particular creation. So it's going to be better. Our world going to be better than our old estate. Ain't going to be no piece of this world, though. We got next. Here it is. He gave them a charge. Upon the fourth day, thou commandest that the sun should shine, and the moon give her light, and the stars should be in order, and gave them a chance to do service unto man that was to be made. Upon the fifth day thou saidst unto the seventh part, where the waters were gathered, that it is the